Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda and I have a little bit of a different video for you guys today. So recently when I was going through my bookshelf, putting away some novels that I purchased that I didn't have any business purchasing, I had to move a bunch of my cookbooks around and reorganize them. And while I was sitting in piles of cookbooks, I realized that I actually haven't made anything out of most of them. I have dozens of cookbooks, probably at least half of them I've never made anything out of. I have really good intentions when I buy them. I feel like this is not a unique problem. I'll see them in the store or I'll hear about them, or I'll want to support somebody that I know, and I'll purchase the cookbook and I'll flip through it, tag all of the recipes that I want to make, get super inspired, learn a lot, and then it just sits on my shelf. Part of it is because I do so much with food during the day that when I get home, I really don't bake that much unless I have an event, like something to go to, or I am doing a YouTube video, which those are usually my own recipes. Everybody has kind of a different approach when it comes to food. Everybody has had different life experiences, different work experiences that educate their decisions when it comes to food. So not one person can know every single way to do something. Cookbooks have flavor combinations and techniques and recipes that are special and individual to the person who wrote it. So no two cookbooks are the same. Especially as a food professional, I think it's really important to be kind of surrounded by information, I think. Like if something doesn't work for me, or if I don't understand how to do something or make something, research is my best friend. As a chef, you learn the most by making, by baking, by cooking, by doing. Every time you make a recipe, you learn something new about how something is prepared. Maybe you discover a new way that you hadn't thought of before, or you figure out techniques and ways to make something that you like. You store that information in the back of your head and in your back pocket, and you slowly develop habits and discover ways that you personally like doing things. Not that I condone stealing recipes or anything, that's not what I'm saying at all. People work really hard on their recipes. I'm just saying that the more you bake, the more you learn, the more you understand how things work, and the better baker you will be. Even though I publish recipes professionally, I still have so much to learn, and I have so much to learn from these people who have published all of these cookbooks. And it's a shame that I have all of these and there are so many that I've never made anything out of. Cookbooks are an excellent source of inspiration and education. I love being surrounded by them. I love owning them, and it's time that I actually use them. So I've decided to challenge myself to take the time to make at least one thing out of every single cookbook that I own. I was originally going to do this in one mega video, as a whole project, but I think that one would have been a super long video, and two would have taken me forever to make, and I didn't really want to make you guys wait for that, so we're splitting it up and it's going to become a new series on my channel. So when going through all these cookbooks and deciding which recipes I'm going to make, I had to give myself a couple of rules, some parameters, if you will. I am not allowed to make any recipes that are mine or that I have made before. The whole point of this is to try new things and to push myself. So it's not really gonna make any sense if I make the flourless chocolate cake from Claire Safitz's book that I've made on this channel before. We're expanding knowledge here, okay? That's pretty much, that's the only real rule I gave myself. It's kind of a broad rule. I also think that it might be nice to share with you guys recipes and cookbooks that I think are maybe worth purchasing. Do I think the recipes are well written, and do I think that they are kind of worth your time and money? I don't think I'll be sharing the recipe. That feels like I'm not allowed to do that, and I don't want to mess with anything or get in trouble with anybody. But I will be sharing the method of prep as I make the thing, and showing the final product and sharing my thoughts. So up first, we're going to be doing actually one of my most recent acquisitions in my collection. This is Bread and Roses by Rose Wilde. This book was published in 2023 and the photography was done by Rebecca Stumpf. I'm gonna read the synopsis that's in the book for you guys. I feel like this is a good summation of what Rose Wilde would want you to know about the book. In her extraordinary debut cookbook, Rose Wilde wants you to bake with more flavor, more texture, more knowledge, and more grains. From buckwheat, barley, and brown rice to spelt, sonora, and sweet corn, Bread and Roses is your comprehensive guide to rebuilding your pantry from scratch, choosing ingredients with an impact beyond your plate, and experimenting with cakes, breads, buns, and everything in between. Inspired by her global travels and experience as the founder of beloved Los Angeles bakery Red Bread, Wilde shares more than 100 unique sweet and savory recipes. Learn the origins and basic science behind more than 15 ancient, heirloom, and alternative grains, how to enhance depth of flavor by tasting for tannins, body, acidity, strength, and hydration, and the proper way to source and preserve ingredients from local farmers in your own backyard. The possibilities for grain-based goodies are endless. Whether you rediscover your relationship with grains or grow confidence and creativity in an eco-friendly kitchen, Bread and Roses is the book you need to make your bakes blossom. This book is centered around grains. Different types of grains, things that you maybe don't have in your kitchen. If you're looking to expand your pantry beyond just bread flour, whole wheat flour, and all-purpose flour, this is definitely the book you want to pick up. Rose divides the book by grains and their country of origin. So she really pays homage to the specific grain, where it comes from, and maybe culturally how it would be used and how it's significant to that country. So she has Asia, which features rice, barley, and buckwheat; Europe, which features emmer, rye, and sonora; the Americas, which features quinoa, amaranth, corn; Africa, which features durum, teff, millet, and oats; and Western Asia and North Africa, which features spelt, Khorasan, and einkorn. She does do everything completely in grams and breaks things down by baker's percentages. So if you are not comfortable baking in grams, buy a scale. Okay, I'm telling you right now. She clearly comes from an industry background. As I was flipping through, there's so many recipes in here that I really wanted to make, but the recipe that really kind of jumped out to me was from the Western Asia and North Africa chapter, and they are spelt morning buns with apricot jam and sumac sugar. I've been really wanting to make breads lately. I just kind of have a hankering for it right now. I don't know why. I will be making one change making this recipe. She calls for an apricot pine nut jam that she makes. The recipe for it is in the back of the book. I have looked and I cannot find apricots right now. So I did purchase apricot preserves. I'm definitely going to be missing out on a flavor that doesn't include the pine nuts, but I think it'll be okay. So this recipe is a super buttery brioche, basically, that you mix. It proofs for a very long time. You flatten it out, fill it, roll it up, bake it in a muffin tin, and then you dredge it in this sumac sugar that sounds delicious. So first things first is we're gonna go ahead and get started mixing the dough. She does call for yeast and sourdough in this recipe, so I fed my sourdough starter and revived it last night. So I'm really excited to see how the spelt flour and the sumac and the apricot go together in these morning buns. There is a long mix and a long rest on this dough, so we gotta get going. We gotta get started. This is 300 grams of active starter that I fed last night. There are no qualifiers. We're just gonna mix it for 10 minutes on a low speed. Goodness. I was worried this was gonna be too stiff of a dough, but it's not. It's really nice. It hydrated really well. I will say my mixer is so hot after going for 10 straight minutes of this. We have some really good development here. really nice. It feels really good. This is gonna get covered for 15 minutes and then we're gonna add our butter in. Now that the dough has had a chance to relax and my mixer has had a chance to cool down, we're gonna start adding the butter. Holy shit. Wow, that looks great. I am gonna let it go for a little bit longer because she says continue to beat it to build up extra strength. And then I might have to pop it in the fridge for a little bit because she is soft. The dough is a little bit greasy because I mean there's like 2 cups of butter in here. But it feels luxurious. It feels great. Let's check back in 2 hours. Okay. Hello. Okay, so we're hitting the point in this recipe where I have questions and we'll be taking some liberties. She says to roll this out to a 13 by 18 inch rectangle and then doesn't say from what side we're supposed to cut the strips to roll them up from. She also calls for the recipe for the apricot pine nut jam. She does not call for an amount of jam, she just calls for the recipe of the jam in the back of the book. And for me, typically if I would call for a sub recipe like that, like just the jam, the icing, the da-da-da-da, you would be using the entire amount. Well, the entire amount of jam makes 5 to 6 pints. There's no way I'm using 10 cups of jam in these rolls. So I just have 1 jar of Bon Maman apricot preserves, which is 13 ounces. I'm gonna make do with that because I'm not getting like 5 jars of Bon Maman apricot jam. This looks great though. I'm really excited. This dough, really fluffy and luxurious. I'm very, very excited. I might have to, if I have problems rolling it out, I might have to refrigerate it because it is so buttery and soft. I think we're gonna try for now just going for it and seeing if that works. Worst case scenario, I'll chuck it in the fridge or like the freezer for an hour. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. This dough feels so soft, but it is so buttery. Spread the apricot jam into a thin layer across the dough. Roll up lengthwise and use a sharp knife to cut into 12 portions. Roll each portion into a spiral. Is it not already in a spiral? I did this backwards. I did 18 by 13. So she says do 13 by 18 and then cut lengthwise. Well, this would be widthwise. So this is lengthwise. But I did it backwards. So this would be lengthwise. This is what she wants to do. But then she says roll it up into a log and cut it into portions and then roll into a spiral, but it's already in a spiral. I'm not sure what she means by that. I don't know. Okay, so this is the entire jar of Bon Maman preserves. This is 13 ounces, and I think that this is the perfect amount. So I think I'm supposed to have done it with the 13 inches facing me, and I didn't. I did it with the 18 inches facing me. So I'm gonna start from here. She says roll it up, cut it into portions, and then roll each portion into a spiral. I don't really know. I'm pretty sure it's already in a spiral by the time I roll it up, but we will see. Oh Lord, I should have put this in the fridge. Fuck. Also, I think that was wrong. I think I should have rolled it up from the 18 inch side, because now this is so fat and I don't think it's gonna fit in my tin. So I'm gonna eyeball it. I think that will be, some of them might be better than others. I don't know. Yum. Oh, this is gonna be absolutely nuts. I mean, it smells fantastic. I would move my camera to get you a different angle, but I'm a little jammy right now. Oh my god, this one doesn't even fucking fit. Oh no. I need to. This cannot be in there like this. Okay. Right. Right. Also, because I know someone's gonna ask, it just says to put it into a sprayed 12 well muffin tin. This is 12 wells. It does not say to put it in a jumbo muffin tin. And I definitely should have refrigerated it. But it says, it didn't say you have to. You know what? It's fine. It's gonna taste really good. So I'm gonna let this proof. It says to proof for, I think, like 2 hours. So I'm gonna let this proof. And in the meantime, preheat my oven, mix my sumac sugar. I'm gonna bake this off on a separate sheet pan because there's like 4 egg yolks in here. These are gonna be massive. These are gonna be so big. Listen, this is why you have to be clear in your recipes. This is why you have to write down everything. Not just recipes, but just in general. You have to be clear because some idiot is gonna assume she knows what you're talking about. She's clearly gonna get it wrong. I think these are still gonna taste delicious, but they're gonna be fucking massive. So I'm gonna cover them, proof them for a little bit, and then we're gonna bake them off, and I will see you then. I'm gonna crack open this container of sumac. Oh, this is gonna be really cinematic. Of course it's sealed. Why wouldn't it be sealed? I don't know why I thought that was gonna go differently. Okay. So if you've never used sumac before, it is a Middle Eastern, or used in a lot of Middle Eastern cooking. It has like kind of like a fresh citrusy flavor to it. It's used in a lot of marinades and dry rubs and stuff like that. So I'm very excited to use this in the sugar on the outside. I think it's gonna go really well with the apricot. Really quick, this was supposed to be like a really aesthetic, like pleasing part of the video, me just like assembling the buns and dredging them in the sumac sugar, and it still is, but I need you to brace yourself. I need you to brace yourself for what you're about to see. And just a reminder of what they're supposed to look like. Keep this image in your brain. And now let's go to assembly. These did hit their target internal temperature of 200 degrees. I'm supposed to let them cool slightly and then pop them out. Oh Lord have mercy. Oh my God. Okay, it's time to try. I'm very excited. My house smells incredible. Wow. Wow. Do they look insane? Yes. Do they taste really good? Also yes. Two things can be true at the same time. Here's my final thoughts. Taste-wise, they're really, really good. The dough was so soft and supple and really elastic, extremely like forgiving. Sumac sugar, great. I'm gonna be using that in multiple things. I have some left over, and all I can think about right now is how delicious that sumac sugar would be on the outside of like a lemon shortbread, like a slice and bake shortbread. I think that would be so good. Here, my thoughts in regards to the recipe itself. I don't think that this book is for beginners at all, which is fine. I don't think it's marketed that way. She just does not fully explain things well. And so if you are a beginner baker and you're following the recipe to a T, there are some holes and some things that might trip you up. I think had I just trusted my gut on some things, I think it would have been, I think I would have been fine. I think I probably could have gotten these to a much more manageable shape, size. I don't know, they're huge. They look giant compared to hers, which I'm not upset about because they're fluffy and the texture is great, but I'm like, what happened? Where did I go wrong? 300 grams of active starter is a lot. And she does say that you can use inactive starter instead of active starter. And I'm wondering if that probably would have been better, and I probably wouldn't have gotten them to be so huge. I think I just wish that would have been like, I don't know, like I just should have used an active starter more for the flavor than anything, and they probably wouldn't have been so big. In regards to the refrigeration, I did notice that she said in her head note that this dough benefits from 30 minutes in the fridge, but it says it benefits from that if you live in a hot climate. It's like 70 degrees outside. I would not really classify that as warm, so I did not really think that I was gonna have to refrigerate it. I do. I should have refrigerated it. All in all, I cannot grade an entire cookbook based off of one recipe, but having leafed through some of the rest of the recipes and based on how this recipe went, I think this is gonna be great for somebody who is a seasoned baker, is really comfortable with grams and percentages, has a really good like baker's intuition, and is looking to kind of expand their palate and expand their skill set and kind of like their flavor profiles and their toolkit, because she has some really, really good ideas in here and some really cool flavor combinations. Rose Wilde very clearly cares about ingredients, ingredient sourcing, where they're from, and respecting the heritage and history of said ingredients, which I can respect a lot. One thing that I think I'm comfortable making as a generalization, not all chefs who are great, talented, amazing chefs are good cookbook writers. One difficult thing that chefs run into is they don't understand the amount of information that is needed for a good recipe. While I do wish this book had more information, more visual qualifiers or like physical cues, things that you can watch for, I'm ending this video officially recommending Bread and Roses by Rose Wilde. If you want to try something new and expand your pantry and your repertoire and just be inspired by the incredible and amazing photography that's in here. And the next time you go to a Whole Foods or anything, any kind of specialty baking store, and you see the wall of different kinds of flours and grains, you'll be able to say, hey, I actually know what I can do with something like that, and really be able to appreciate the ingredient and where it comes from. When I tell you, I wish you could have seen the look on my face when those came out of the oven. That was it. That was the face. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you maybe found a new cookbook that you want to try, a new recipe that you want to try, or are inspired to kind of leaf through the cookbooks that I know you already have on your shelf that are collecting dust, just like mine. Make sure to like this video and leave a comment. Let me know if there are any cookbooks that you want me to test out and take a look at. I might have them on my shelf already, to be honest, and if not, maybe I'll have to check it out. I will leave a link to purchase Bread and Roses down below. If you can, purchase this book from your local bookstore or from a reputable online website and not Amazon. This is like a personal favor to me, and I'll leave some links down below where you can do just that. So make sure to subscribe to the channel. The next video is going to be really nice and summery. We are getting into the spring and summer and the seasonality of it all. I'm so excited. So make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss the next video and the next recipe from me. I'm sending love to you all, and I hope you are happy and safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye. As you were.